Hello! So this is a driving with me, and pretty much I've seen a lot of YouTubers do this, but I have decided to go ahead and try doing it myself and see maybe if it's kind of interesting. I really don't know if it will be. Be forewarned, I have major road rage, so once it starts, I don't know how that's gonna go. If I'm gonna be, I'm going up in my chair. If I'm gonna be kind of crazy. Hopefully I don't bother anyone, but you're being forewarned. There might be language because I've got road rage. Pretty much, I don't really know what's gonna happen or what's gonna be said. I filmed one of these this morning trying to start doing this, but I decided I hated it. So we're gonna try again and see if maybe this will work out. So I'm gonna start driving and we'll just chit chat because I don't know what to really talk about. Oh, by the way, be also warned, I like to sing. I'm very bad at it, but if a good song comes on, I may just be crazy. Warned. So, pretty much, today I went to an amazing bridal shower for one of my good friends, and it was amazing. She has like the cutest family and some of the most amazing people as her friends, and I love them all, which is just amazing. Even better for me to hang out with her and anyone that she really wants to hang out with, because I'm like, yes, let's go, let's do it. Point being, as I talked about that this morning on the video that I'm not ever going to upload, and kind of while I was driving over there, I was talking about navigation because I had directions. Even though I know the area, I wanted to make sure I got there the fastest way possible because I was going to be right on time. I ended up being like 4 minutes late, which I wasn't a fan of, but it was okay because she wasn't even there yet because she got delayed, so it was perfect. Anyways, that was a lot of fun. We took a ton of pictures and had some good times, ate some really good food. I've never eaten there before. It was a bocce place, and that was amazing. Trying to think of what else I can talk about. Oh, so the navigation thing I was talking about. So, I was saying there was this post on Facebook about 6 months to a year ago that I saw, and I'm pretty sure it was like a fake ad thing, but it was a navigation system that they were pretty much representing, and I believe it was Morgan Freeman's voice. I could be wrong. It could have been someone else that's similar, and when I say similar, I don't really know what I mean, but it was a very like structured voice and very well spoken. But it was funny because they were talking about, sorry, I don't know why that's wiggling. They were talking about like sarcastic remarks while driving. So instead of being like, oh, take a right turn at blankety blank blank street, it was, you need to take a right turn, this is why, and then you like miss the turn, and it's like, oh, this is why you don't have a girlfriend, because you don't know how to listen. And it was just really funny and sarcastic, and I'm pretty sure that they should actually create that navigation system because it would be amazing. Like, how much fun would you have? And you sit there and like, I mean, at least I do when I drive. I sit there and I talk back to the navigation like, you should have told me sooner, and at least it would talk back to me. Like, and then I wouldn't seem like such a crazy person just driving along. My face is like really itchy right now. I'm sorry. It's really hot outside. It's in the 90s, and I get really dry skin. Like, I have just really dry skin. I have really oily and really dry skin. Not that you all wanted to know that, but you know, it's driving with me, so I'm gonna just talk about everything. So yeah, I'm like, my nose is itchy. So if I cover my mouth so you can't hear me, I'm sorry in advance. It's happening. Let's see, what else can we talk about? I don't really know. These bracelets are amazing. Look at those. Alex and Annie, stella&dot. Yeah, get you some. Is that a red light? No, I'm at a green light. Just went through the light. Did you see that? Did you see it back here? Whoosh. So, I'm gonna turn on some music because I feel really weird. Oh, that's loud. See? Okay, we can talk about music. I listen to everything, like every genre of music. And I'm not saying I listen to every genre as in like I go out of my way to listen to every type of genre, because I know some people are like, oh, you don't listen to that, you don't have no idea what you're talking about. Like, that's not what I meant. I mean, I will listen to any type of music without having like a debate with someone about how we shouldn't listen to it or go nuts or crazy and be like, no, I can't listen to this. Because really, you know, everyone has preferences. My preferences tend to go with top 40 country and like a little bit of oldies. And when I mean oldies, I don't mean like, okay, 10 years ago oldies, vintage. I mean, like, I like the Mamas and the Papas. My favorite band is the Cranberries, which people are like, how can that be your favorite band if you don't know all their songs? And I'm like, well, I like the voice, I like the music, I like the melodies, and the songs I do know are all-time favorites. So yes, I might not know a lot of details about them, but that's okay. Let's see, what else? I don't know where I'm going. Actually, I do. I'm going to my sister's. I was going to get another stop put in there, but I'm just gonna go. Change my mind. New riding dirty. So what else can I tell you guys about? I have been on and off YouTube, obviously, and I had made a second intro video because I had stopped for a year or two. And I was like, you know what, I want to get back into this again, and I want to stay consistent. And then I made that video, and I did one other video, which I don't even know if I uploaded or not. And I just failed miserably. So I'm going to start doing this and see if it works. See if I enjoy it, if you guys like it. Even if you don't like it, I might still put it up anyway, because I may enjoy it. I don't know. We'll see. Like, just chit chat away. I think it's kind of cool too, because I do tend to go different places. I travel a good amount, at least I have in the past few years, consistently, and it'll be nice to be able to show you guys more of kind of like where I'm going and that kind of thing, more vlog wise, rather than just sit and talk in a room, because my spaces tend to change often and I don't really have a really pretty aesthetic when it comes to home decor. I mean, I ideally would like to, and you know, every girl's like, oh, I love that on Pinterest, but actually accomplishing it and putting the money out to create those things tends to be more than what I want. And when I find pieces I do love, it just doesn't come together always. So pretty much me being in a specific room might not be the best, at least at this point in time, until like I have a settled down, I'm not renting, I'm living here, this is my home kind of feeling. That makes any sense to anybody? So being in a car kind of works for me because I'm in the car a lot. I mean a lot. So that way it's easier to take you guys around too and talk to you, because who doesn't love car rides? You know, it's like a passenger driver moment. I keep messing with my hair, I'm sorry. That's really probably very annoying. What else? If you guys like this, give it a thumbs up. Yeah. If you want to see something else or you have any ideas of what I can chit chat and talk about in future driving with me videos, please let me know. Something that you'd want to know. Maybe how I drive. Maybe you don't. Probably not. It's not that great. People tell me it's not that great. I don't know. I'm at a red light. Nothing really going on. You know, it's funny because this morning in the video I tried doing also, I was talking about how I have this major road rage, because I do. And then I wasn't in traffic and I had one guy behind me, and other than that some people started slowing down, but there was nothing to be mad about. Same as right now. And I say that and maybe I'm gonna get on the freeway into traffic, hopefully not because it's Sunday, but maybe I won't show any rage, and then it's just gonna be non-eventful. Maybe this is just a boring video. You let me know. Tell me if it's boring. You're like, you're just a boring person. It's just very possible. I'm very set in my ways. See, now this person goes in front of me, had 20 car lengths in front of him, but no, wants to go in front of me. Stupid. I think that's pretty much everything I would need to cover. My nails are amazing. However, I broke them all. My fault, but they're great. Go check them out. Dose of Beauty did them via Instagram with _. She's awesome. She also has a YouTube channel. Check her out. I'm kind of hungry. Even though we just ate, we ate like breakfast brunch. But we got there, so it started at 11. I left around 2. And we ate pretty much like when we got there. We waited for the bride to get there because, like I said, she was running a little bit late. She had some family stuff going, so that's it. Yes, I'm a gangsta. Not really, not at all. Can't you tell? So, we ate first thing, and then we were there for probably another 2 hours after we ate, because we probably took an hour to eat and everything. A couple people got there late, so they got food, and it just kind of kept going. We were all chit-chatting and talking with everybody. It was great. It was honestly, I could not see a better group of people, because even though the people, not everybody knew each other, we all were able to converse. And I feel like that doesn't always happen, especially in group social situations. Like, people will talk to certain people, but it was really relaxing, and I felt like chill. And because I tend to be a very shy person, which is kind of funny because I'm starting doing videos and I do all this, but it's just, and I take photos of people constantly, and that's just, it's funny, but I'm very shy unless I know someone. When I know someone, I'm a chatterbox, that I don't zip my lips. Like, I just talk, and I can talk your ear off. But besides those situations, like especially with people I don't know, I get very intimidated. I wouldn't say I'm a judgmental person, because I don't judge people in the sense of like, oh my god, like they seem, excuse my language, they don't seem very blah 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 blah, so I'm not gonna hang out with them. Like, not like that. I just mean, like, when you see someone in a certain way or a certain attire, you're like, oh, okay, that's flattering, that's nice, they dress themselves well, blah 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 blah. It's like a professionalism kind of judgment, like when someone dresses very slouchy and baggy and whatever. And it's funny because I'm one of those people, I'm like, I'm wearing sweats always, not pajamas, but sweats everywhere for the most part. But, and I know people judge me on that, especially when I go into like really expensive stores and you're sitting there trying to buy something that's over at least a few $100s as a present for something, or rather, or like Christmas or something, and people are looking at you like, can you even afford this? But on that idea, like, or when you go to a restaurant and you're sitting there looking at the people at the other tables, kind of like, what do you think they are? What do you think they do? I'm very curious. And so I think about, oh, they look like this, or they look like that. And I'm not saying like you should judge people, because you definitely shouldn't. People astound you in many ways, especially if you give them the chance to. I'm definitely an advocate for meeting new people and introducing yourself and just starting up a conversation, because I have met some amazing people just by being like, hey, I don't know you, but can I take your picture, because it will work for this. And you know, it, especially with people through Instagram, and I know that sounds really funny, but I've been like, I want a fresh face for my portfolio, and I've been like, hey, you know, can I take your picture for this? I have this idea, or I would like to, do you have an idea of something that you'd be interested in, or something like that. And I met some very amazing people by doing that. And it's great, like, especially, it's interesting, even though you can live in the same general vicinity, and I don't mean in the same like town, but within an hour or 2 hour radius of somebody, and have a completely different outlook, not only on people and life, and just how outgoing someone is. Like, I met this one girl, she's very lovely, she's a very lovely personality and looks. She just will strike up a conversation with anyone. She like, we took pictures once and a few times, and she just started talking to someone that was standing there, and we had this amazing conversation with them. It was actually two people. Amazing conversation with them about just random things that were going on, and it's like, you would have never known that if she hadn't just said hi. And I'm definitely not one of those people, but I wish I could be more like that, and definitely more outgoing and do that kind of thing, which is part of the reason I like YouTube, because it's a way to, I don't know, push myself to be out there, I guess. So I recommend to anyone, especially those in self-doubt or insecure or shy, like, definitely try to push your boundaries. Like, I'm not saying like you should go out and talk to every single person you see that day, like that's a lot. I'm just saying, like, every once in a while, reach out, try to reach out more, because you never know who you'll meet. Be cautious, like, be safe, like, don't just go meet every person you talk to on the internet. Like, you're gonna put yourself in a bad situation. But if you feel that the situation is safe and alright, like, you can definitely meet some very amazing and interesting people that way. And especially with this generation, like the newer generations and how things are, people do reach out through social media a lot more than they used to, and it's not as creepy or not as unsafe as it used to be. And you know, especially, you know, not just those girls out there, guys too, like, let someone know where you're going. Let the person who you meet know that you've told people where you're going and who you're meeting. So not like in a weird way, like when you get there, like, oh my gosh, so my friend knows I'm here and don't do anything to me, because that's just weird. That's just standoffish. Why did you go if you're gonna feel that way? But make sure that it's communicated somehow into the conversation, because just in case, like when you're traveling, especially if you're traveling alone, and I don't mean to meet up with people, but traveling alone in general. I just actually read a blog article about this morning, and it was about one lie you should tell people while you're traveling solo. And I don't remember who wrote it. I will link it below if I can find it again, because I don't know if I kept the thing to it. But if I can find it, I will link it below. And it was pretty much just saying, you know, let people, like, if you start a conversation with people, don't let them know you're by yourself. And I mean, unless you are meeting up with family or something, and they obviously know you're by yourself because you're meeting up with them or spending time with them. But when you're just striking up a conversation, people will try to rob you, try to do things. And I'm not saying everyone's like that, because they're not, don't get me wrong, but be safe about it. And you know, if it's also a good way to kind of get out of something if you're not comfortable with it. Like if you meet someone on a bus tour because you're traveling in a different country, like I know Ireland and England, they do a lot of bus tours, especially to some of the outside places like Stonehenge. It's not like directly in the city, it's kind of like outskirts. So they do a bus tour from the city out, and you're sitting on the bus talking with someone. Don't say like, oh yeah, I'm there alone. Be like, oh yeah, my husband, my boyfriend, my friend, they're in the hotel, they just didn't come with me on this particular excursion. Or if they're like, oh, let's go grab a drink after, like, because they enjoy, and you aren't necessarily comfortable with that. Maybe you are, maybe you're like, yes, let's do it. Like they're totally hit it off as friends, or maybe more, and then great. But you know, if you do want to get out of it in some way, or you don't feel comfortable, don't feel safe, without being rude, it's like, oh, my friend's waiting for me when I get back from the tour, or oh, my husband's waiting for me when I get back from the tour in the room, you know, or he's just in the hotel, you want to take a nap. You know, it's a good way to be, and it's a good way to strategize and not put yourself in a bad situation. And you know, the other thing is, people, if you're a very honest person, or you're very like fragile on situations when it comes to lying, like I'm not saying lie to people, like I'm just saying if it comes up in conversation and they seem especially a little bit more intrigued about wondering, are you this way or are you this way? I mean, obviously if you're a really pretty girl, some guy or girl may come up to you and try to like get a date with you, and that's one thing. Like I'm not saying that, but you know, there's always someone who may try something. Just be safe out there. Okay, now that I talked about this for 10 minutes, because you wanted to know that intrigue, I don't know. This is a very long video, probably, about me talking about nonsense. This is a Billboard song from the 70s. I don't like it right now. Chingy, yeah. Let's bring back Chingy. Okay, where it happened? What happened to him?
What's up, world? It's your boy, Chingy Lane. You know we can't stop, man. Life is so fantastic.
Keep moving. You're gonna do it. Relax. Keep moving. You don't wanna do that. You don't wanna do that. You don't wanna do that. You don't wanna do that, do that. You don't wanna do that, do that. So, let's see, what else can I tell you guys? I don't know. Yeah, I guess that's probably about it for this driving with me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you had a good time listening to my random nonsense. If you have any questions about anything I've said, or anything in general, please let me know. If you have any suggestions of what I should talk about, definitely comment below. And hopefully you keep watching. Subscribe if you aren't, because that could be fun, maybe. And if you watch 10 more and you hate them, then unsubscribe, I guess. I don't know. Or you can just watch them anyway, because you don't know what to do during your day or you're bored. And I can make you more bored. Or we can just hang out. You know, maybe you want to drink a latte and drive with me, because I would be drinking a latte if I had one. But I don't. Which is unfortunate, because I should. Yep. That's all for you. And my voice cracked. Yeah, so nice. Okay. Bye. Bye. That was just cheesy. Bye. 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 Bye.